Right, and we understand the economic partnership agreement may be signed today. This debate has been ongoing whether Ghana should sign. ECOWAS has already agreed to that. People have raised objections to it. I've heard Dr. Kofi Amoaben saying that, well, if Ghana signs the EPA, we would have signed our death warrant. I've been joined in the studio by Reverend Dr. Kwabena Opuni Frimpong, who is the General Secretary for the Christian Council. Very good afternoon to you.
Good afternoon.
All right, so let me just, before we get to the interview, now, if West African countries sign the economic partnership agreement, they would lose $1.8 billion annually. Now, Ghana individually would be losing somewhere around $160 million annually. Now, Ghana's tax revenue of over $300 million a year would be forgone. Now, in return, the European Union has promised to some 6.5 billion euros for the whole of West Africa over a 5-year period. Now, within 6 months of concluding negotiations, negotiations must begin for implementation of the treaty. Targets for the liberalization process are pharmaceuticals, textiles, aluminium, insecticides, cement, soap, detergent, wire, and metals. Now, experts believe this agreement would lead to collapse of industry, loss of jobs, and eventually transformation of economies in the sub-region. And you're against it. What's the concern of the Christian Council?
Exactly. You see, the EPA grants 100% access to European Union, to African market, and grant 80%.
75, 80,
yes,
yeah.
But the real issue even is not the 100%, 80%. The real issue is that now anybody, for instance, if you are in Germany, if you are in France, and you need visa to come to Ghana, you don't need to go to Ghana embassy. You can just send your passport. The next day you have your visa. My sister, tomorrow morning you can go to American embassy, German embassy to see the queue. You know, so why any person in Europe can gather cement, anything, and the next morning flood African market with European goods? Just imagine a fresh university graduate who want to send banana, oranges, whatever, even to European Union. Take it that that person is part of the 80%. Now, how many of them, in terms of accessibility, can even go through? Yes, that is a problem. Another thing is, we are in a moment where our president is encouraging Ghanaians to use made in Ghana goods.
And you think that would kill entrepreneurship?
If we mean that public policy, that our president is educating all of us, then we are saying EPA is just shooting ourselves just at the foot, you know, because the next morning you are going to flood the market with European goods, and then you still go around telling Ghanaians that buy tomato from Akumadan, when you know you have allowed tomato to come from all over the world to be in your market. And
but then again, Ghana, like you said, we have other, international organizations. You have the United Nations, you have ECOWAS. Ghana belongs to a body. Ghana is not living on an island, and so we are sort of twisted to conform to some of these pressures that come to us.
Exactly. Really, when you are into international relationships, your national interest
comes.
Yes, you see, European Union need African market. They are not doing this for charity.
Absolutely.
You see, they are protecting national interests back at home, and we have young graduates who must work, and they want to work. You see, but they can't compete with what is happening. For instance, farmers in European Union get support from their government. So if they want to produce, say, tomato, they get support to produce tomato. Ghanaian young people who want to go into tomato production may not get that. And so when they get into the market, tomato coming from European Union may be as cheap as anything. They can't compete. And so while we are creating jobs and space for other people in Europe, we are frustrating our own and increasing unemployment in this part of the world.
What can our president or the government do?
We believe our president is a father, and a real father who cares. We met him at Pediase Lodge, and he encouraged us that he will not take for granted the concerns of civil society and all others. We believe our foreign minister, Honorable Hannah Tete, is a real mother, and she cares. And our brother minister of trade, also is a young person, a former SRC president, Legon. And all these people must come together and protect the future of Ghanaian youth. As the EPA is at the moment, it's not in the best interest of Ghana.
Will you make an official proposal to the president? Have you gone to
we have done
speak
that.
about?
He met us just last Tuesday at Pedro Lodge.
All right. Thank you very much.